Dear viewers, you hate KVS? Well, do you like Nier Automata 2B? Now, as we all know, right now, many art designs, as I like to point out that creative director Julian I don't know how to say this, rejects criticism of KVS. Make no sense to me. And according to some people, that creative design says it is beautiful. I disagree. Remember, press X to doubt. Let me show you the article first before we pick up at the end. This is one of the things. According to, I don't know how to say this, address criticism of the game's main characters, which I don't know if it's a she or he. This is ignoring criticism. Now, let me see. What does he says? Oh yeah, this is on it. Let me check. Hang on, let me check. Here it is. In response to the criticism at Washington Post, Cave is meant to be approachable and a petty thief who ends up barreling through the story, making bad decisions, and center a lot of humor, humility, and toughness. That's what important to me. Beautiful. Come on. No, I don't think so, genius. And it says right here, he told Game Informer, I think she is much more modern protagonist than we usually see in games. Nope, she is not. She is somebody who is very much street thief, who gets thrown into things that are beyond her control. That she is kind of has to think her way out of that makes a little bit more relatable than somebody who has all the confidence and sarcasm just comes off as somebody who is not believable. So having her be relatable in that way is something extremely important to us. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. So basically, creative design is rejecting criticism, saying that it is beautiful, which no. It's not one-to-one, and many people who are developing games in the West, well, some of them, like this one, they will think that ugly people or perhaps making beautiful characters is impossible compared to the ones made in the East or Asia. Let me give you for example, Viesa. Do you think that thing is impossible? Or perhaps, let's have another one. Let's see, Stellar Blade. Do you think that's impossible? I'm pretty much certain the Chinese, yes, I remember DNF Duel, which I'm going to be making a separate video on that. I think that game was also made by Nexon, and it was never impossible. And here's another example, Zenless Zone Zero, made in China. Do you think that's impossible too? No. Many developers in China, South Korea, and Japan, they both convinced all of the people in the West that it is not impossible to make video game characters look beautiful instead of making it ugly. And time again, this kind of thing has been debunked. And most importantly, I'm going to be making another video about this one. It's called Myth of the Modern Audience. Look out for that. Also look out for DNF Duel for my impression or anything. Look out for those two. And like I said before, what you're catering to is people that will never buy the game. I mean, yes, they support it, but they will never buy the game. And there are consequences within those rejecting, or perhaps if you ignore criticism. You have to take criticism into account. You can't just ignore it. Take a look what happened with Tales of Kanzera Zhao and Flintlock Siege of Dawn. That game flopped. And now Concord, despite being open beta, doesn't attract player count in the hundreds of thousands, even though some people are believing it to be, which it is false. It is not 500K because Steam numbers are a clear indication, even though we don't have exact numbers in PSN or Xbox. But regardless, this is what happened sooner. If you ignored criticism, if you ignored people give you feedback, guess what? Your game will flop. Nobody's gonna buy it, and your studio's gonna tank. And I don't think Assassin's Creed Shadows is gonna do better if this game failed, if Star Wars Outlaw failed. Which is why I would say, but Nier Automata is a perfect example. Despite saying it is not catered to them, well, thanks to Square Enix, because that's back during that time. However, what I like about Nier Automata is that it always catered to everybody. That is a game made for gamers. When it comes to sci-fi, well, this takes place thousands of years in the future. So that's pretty much a match with Star Wars Outlaw. Give it a try if you guys don't want to play Star Wars Outlaw.
It's resonating in tandem with the area beneath the combat zone.
What the?
Unbelievable. The aliens who haven't revealed themselves in hundreds of years were hiding underground?
Leave a like and subscribe. What do you guys think about the situation? If you want any gaming news or reviews, visit my first channel up here or link in the description.